What is going on, guys? It's your boy Mick here, and I didn't plan on making this, but last minute, no problem. I will gladly continue on and go through with it anyways. So I feel like I know this well enough to the point to where I can just be like, all right, well, like I'm well enough equipped, and I will pay it forward by passing on the information. This is something that I learned through mentorship and that I have applied, and that has worked wonders. And, I was already pretty good in this as it was, but, this has just added another layer to it. And, now I'm gonna like share it with you guys. And so what it is tips to control temper. There's, unfortunately a lot of people out there that struggle with it bad. For one, I mainly struggled with mainly, it wasn't so much temper as it was with harboring bitterness and hatred and whatever. But as far as pure temperament goes, like there's so many that struggle out there, and I found some things that have really helped me and that I'm gonna share. So the first thing I'm gonna start off with is identifying the root cause of it. And so what I mean by that is just really take a step back. Think about, what is really causing the anger? Like what is really making you like react to everything? What like one of the things that I learned through mentorship is you can look at the size of a person's character by looking at the size of the things that gets them angry. And there was a point in my life where I was a bit more easily angered than I am now. And then, like, and so I remember the first time hearing that, I was like, oh my gosh, like at one point, small things got me angry. So what did that say about my character way back when? But, now, I'm at a point to where I'm just like, okay, you know what, I'm well enough controlled to the point to where I feel like I can, um, be like well composed in almost any given situation. I'm human. I'm gonna mess up, but I will test, fail, learn, improve, re-enter, just like I've learned through mentorship. And so yeah, that's the first tip. Second tip is don't forget to breathe. I know this one's a no-brainer. I know when people say take a deep breath, breathe, and human nature, you don't want to do that. You want to stay mad, but it works such wonders. There's been like a few times, these past like the 3 to 6 months, to where there's been like a handful of people like that I've come across that have really pushed it and have really wanted, they were basically begging to to get snapped at, or even worse, because I know there's, people out there that, will really will react like in that way. But I had to remember, hey, my character is bigger than that. I don't have to sink to their level. And yeah, I don't have to like give into that. So all I have to do is breathe and just move forward. And then later on, you're gonna be like, oh yay, I'm glad I did that. And so the next thing, it pretty much like kind of goes hand in hand with the breathing one, but I'll just go with it anyways. As consider the consequences. What's gonna happen if I will like say like I'll think of a scenario. Say there's someone named Preston at the gas station, and they're honking at you to move. They're saying all this foul language to you, and they're almost even like threatening you. And then your human reaction is to, you want to say something. You feel some type of way about it. But what's gonna happen if you do that? You guys don't have to believe the same thing I do. But in my belief in God, it's like the world's way of going about things is an eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth. And to be quite honest with you, that seems like the most ridiculous, foolish thing ever, going to tit for tat. Those things never ever end until something really terrible happens, and even then, it gets reignited because of that. You know, just because, so something where I read this somewhere before, just because you could kill the dog that bit you, it doesn't mean the bite goes away. It could even be scarred. So, what did you gain by killing like that dog? I mean, like, it doesn't mean that the bite's healed. Now, if the dog was threatening your life and it was in self-defense, like that's different. But if you know that you can get out of the situation alive, it's better that you do everything you can to just get out of there alive. You don't necessarily have to kill the dog, but yeah, that's one of those things. Revenge is not the answer. The vengeance has never been the answer. That's just like the wrong side of the brain, talking right there. So just don't do that, because whoever you hurt, it's not just that individual you're hurting, it's all that's connected to that individual. And like, grace before anything. And the next thing I want to share is the next tip number 4. Remember, it's not about you, but about them. You are not responsible for a person treating you poorly. There's been many instances in my life where I've been on the receiving end of, some pretty serious emotional abuse that manifested into emotional trauma that I'm still dealing with. I have flashbacks, at those times, and then I could not, think to why, these things happen, but they happen. I'm not gonna victimize myself, but I'm gonna heal and get better from them and share my testimony to inspire some other people. But yeah, a person, if they handle a situation bad and they wanna just to treat you, bad, like, oh, so they did this, so now I'm really gonna let them have it, and then they feel like head honcho, like they got the victory, but they don't realize what they actually did is they just potentially burned a bridge, or they could have hurt a relationship severely. They could have hurt a lot of trust, and they could have even lost a friend. So just like, there's really is something about the power of the spoken word I've learned through mentorship. You can't unsay a cruel word. Like, every individual is different. Like, some for like, forgiveness is one thing, but tolerance is another thing. What true, like, forgiveness is not tolerance. Like, you could maybe forgive so that you can move on with your life, but to tolerance and trust are a different thing. And so, like if you break that with somebody, they may be able to forgive you, but they're human beings. You can never forget. Only again, God has the ability to forget, but human beings don't, because you're a human being. So just always be wary of that. And if a person burns like a bridge with you because of the way they treated you, then forgive them. But it doesn't mean that you have to trust them. It doesn't mean you have to tolerate them, and just move on with it. And then the final thing is, when you're in that situation, respond, don't react. What do I mean by that? Say a person is flat out being disrespectful and yelling, like flat out yelling or cussing, or saying all these different things. I don't want you to yell back. That's the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, tit for tat, butter for fat. You killed my dog, so I'll kill your cat. Like, that's basically essentially, what you would be doing in that situation. So no, just respond. you know, and then, you know, like eventually what you'll notice is that, you know, it should go this way. It usually does 9 times out of 10. They'll usually cool it down and, you know, really, you know, at least lower their voice and really realize, wow, I'm acting like a complete jerk right now. You know, they're humans, or the human beings that are like that, they expect you to follow the whole tit for tat rule. So whenever you don't follow it, it throws them off like bad, you know. And you know, if they're a good human being, they might even feel remorse, and you know, like which was your goal anyways. I mean, you know, that going back to that tit for tat thing, you know, you almost really want a person to feel what you feel. But you know, when you to turn it away with a gentle response, you know, like they might even feel guilt, and then that was your goal anyways. So just keep that in mind. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Hopefully this was helpful. Um, and yeah, God bless.